So now that spring has officially sprung, I can't think of a better time than to do an unboxing and review of this baby right here. So that's what we're doing today. I'll meet you inside and let's get right into it. Hi there, friends and adventurers. Heather from Heather's Hikes and Adventures. If you saw my recent van tour with my latest, greatest car camping setup, or even my last car camping vlog, then you might have seen my newest upgrade and addition to Tara, my minivan camper. If you're new here, welcome. You don't know what I'm talking about, but you will soon. I recently have been testing out a new fridge for my car. It has slightly bigger capacity and it has a flat surface, which, you know, we love surface space. The company BougeRV was kind enough to send me one of their new awesome cool colored fridges. It's the CR model. I'll put the specific model below for the pink color, but they also have it in purple, like a really pretty lavender color, and like a really soft green. So like I said, perfect for spring. You guys know that I wanted to give Tara a refresh from her fall winter look, and I went back to my bright pink and turquoise happy colors. So this was the perfect time to try out a pink fridge because it matches my decor perfectly. I mean, of course, that's the most important thing about a fridge, right? No, but in all honesty, I do want to give you an honest review of this product. First, we are going to unbox and go over some of the key features. Then I am bringing you along with me on my most recent car camping trip to kind of test it out and really put it through its paces because we're camping for a few days off grid. And obviously I need my food. So let's take a look back and see how that whole process went. And then we'll reconvene and I will tell you what my initial impressions are and give you my review. Oh, and make sure you look in the description below for some links if you are interested in seeing more details about it or ordering one for yourself. I will have a discount code below on both their main website for BougeRV and also for Amazon. So if you have a preference for which, there will be a discount code for both. And they are having a spring sale coming up soon. So without further ado, let's check in with past Heather, shall we? All right, I am so excited to get this opened up and see my pink fridge. Oh my gosh, look at the color, I love it. All right, it's definitely bigger than the fridge I have now. So we're gonna see where exactly I can fit this in Tara to best utilize it. Oh, she's so cute. I do like the flat surface compared to the kind of hump surface that my existing Alpacool has. Let's take a look inside. So here's all of the stuff that I need. And then we've got our temperature guide here. You can see it's on the 12-volt system or DC. And it doesn't look much wider capacity-wise than what I have, but it is definitely deeper. And it is wider overall, so I'm curious to see how the profile fits into my setup. There's the max and the eco functions, temperature control, Fahrenheit or Celsius. You can lock it. High, medium, and low mode. Have a little port for USB there, so I'm thinking maybe you could even charge devices with it. That's kind of cool. I'll have to look into that some more. Right, and then in the box it looks like I have the DC cord, and I think there's also an AC one in here. Let me check. We have the 12-volt or DC plug for the fridge, and we also have the AC one with adapter and the user manual. I'm going to get this plugged in on the AC adapter for now while I review the instructions and the user manual better, and I'll point out any features that I think you need to see. One thing worth noting is that all of the BougeRV fridges do come with fridge covers that you can purchase, as well as a little battery pack that you can use to run it. So those are definitely two nice add-on options. And then you can register it for a 24-month warranty. So we are definitely going to do that. I'm going to take particular note here of preparing before use and operating instructions. I did want to point out the differences here in Max and Eco mode. Max mode is for faster cooling and does pull about 45 watts, whereas Eco mode is used for conserving energy and consumes about 36 watts instead. For those of you that are familiar with my setup, I just kind of wanted to show you the size comparison. Surprisingly, they're the same width, but as you can see, the BougeRV one is definitely deeper, so I will have a lot more capacity. All right, it took less than 20 minutes. I want to say around 15-ish, but I kind of lost track of time, so I forgot to check exactly at the 15 mark, and it got right down to 36 degrees, no problem. I put my larger Nalgene bottle here and there, kind of so you can get a size idea. But I'm getting ready to head to the store for my camping trip and load up, so we'll see what the capacity's like when it's all loaded. I love the placement of having my fridge here, and because of the flat surface, I can use it as surface, but let's go ahead and take a look at it without that. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of capacity. I also have the option of setting it up right here so that I can do kind of grab the food out of the fridge and then prep it and or cook it right here without having to move. And now I'm back to having all this space again. Look how cute she is. You can see, yep, she's been not fluctuating much. 38 right now, and I have it set to 36. It's been anywhere from like 34 to 38, so it's doing pretty good. Moment of truth. Let's see how much this used in 4 days. I am shocked. Granted, it's been chillier than anticipated with highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s, but that was 4 days of fridge use and we're still at 60%, and all I did was drive about 3 hours total in that time. But as you can see, it is still going strong on Eco mode at 36, right where I have it set to. Very impressive, BougeRV. So let's discuss. Okay, I really like that it has the locking feature because especially if I'm going to be using it as like a counter space or surface space to put stuff on, I don't want to risk bumping a setting, accidentally turning it off, accidentally changing the temperature to something that's not safe, you know, so on. So I do like that it locks automatically and that you have to actually unlock it after a certain amount of time so that you can adjust the temperature or make any kind of changes to the settings. That kind of is a safeguard in place so that I don't end up messing anything up without realizing and end up having to throw away food. And then on the same note, I do like that it has the customizable options depending on what your specific needs and scenario is. So if you're going to be having it plugged into an AC outlet, or if you're going to be using your car to have it plugged into the 12 volt while you're running your vehicle and driving, or whether you're using a power station and solar, or whatever your specific case may be, you can kind of tailor the fridge settings to be the most efficient for you. For example, if I have it plugged in at home base before I am getting ready to head out on a trip and I'm loading it up, I'm going to use the max setting to bring it down to temperature really fast. And then when I am actually getting ready to hit the road, I'll switch it over to eco mode because it's much more efficient on eco mode. It's only pulling 36 watts versus 45. So it's going to drain your battery a lot less quickly than it would if you had it on max mode the whole time. And I also like that it does have that built-in battery protection feature as one of the settings too, that high, medium, low. For instance, they recommend if you're going to be having it hooked up to your car battery that you keep it on high because that's the highest level of protection, which essentially just means that once it drops below a certain voltage of input, it's going to shut off the fridge to protect your car's battery or whatever you have it hooked up to. Whereas if you had it on a low setting, it would have a lower threshold, so it wouldn't be cutting off as quickly and could potentially drain your battery to a point of where you wouldn't be able to start your vehicle if you were using the 12 volt in your car. So I do like those kind of safety features and built-in protections in place that really help you to make sure you're preserving your food and that it's running as efficiently as possible for you. I want to mention one tip while we are on the topic of efficiency though, because it's something that I don't hear mentioned a lot on YouTube specifically when people are talking about fridges and reviews. And that is that if you are using the 12 volt fridge, you want to use the 12 volt feature if you are running it on a power station as well. Even though you have the option to plug into the AC, and you might think, oh, well, I can use either cord interchangeably. Theoretically, that's true, but you'll find out that it pulls way more power and wattage to run the AC because it has to convert the power from the 12 volt to the AC and then run it. So it's going to be way less efficient and it's going to drain your battery really fast. I've heard feedback from people online and in other forums where they've had that happen, thinking, oh, well, that's how I had it plugged in at my house. So I just assumed, I have my power station, I'll just plug it in the same way on that, like I would with another appliance, not realizing that it instantly drains your power much faster. So I just wanted to throw that out there to make sure that if it does have the 12 volt option, that you are using that on the power station as well to keep that maximum efficiency for you. One other key difference between this fridge and my other fridge that I kind of touched on, but I wanted to really highlight because it was a big pro for me, was the actual profile of the fridge itself. I really liked that the handles are recessed so they don't stick out further, because every little inch or even centimeter when you have a car or an SUV or a truck or a minivan, every little bit of space is precious. So if you have handles that stick out, that's going to be taking up extra room instead of being able to slide right into that spot. So even though technically this fridge did look a little bit wider, it actually took up slightly less space because the handles were in instead of poking out. So I really like that. And then, as I said when I touched on it earlier, I love the flat surface because it's an extra counter space. I would not use it as a seat because you will break the lid. It's not a very thick lid. Well, I don't want to say you're going to break the lid, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't think it would be recommended as a seat or holding anything super heavy. But if you wanted to put, like I had it set up for my coffee bar when I was camping and to put my food on when I was prepping, all that kind of stuff, it's really handy to have that flat surface instead of the little kind of hump that my old fridge used to be. So for me, that was a big plus. A big pro for, I think, most people would be the efficiency of the unit itself. I haven't been able to test it in really hot temperatures yet. Not that I'm in any hurry to. So obviously I will update you guys as spring and summer progress, and I really get to continue trying it out in the hotter temps to see if the efficiency stays the same. But I was really impressed. It did not kick on nearly as much as my Alpacool used to, and I felt like it kind of kept a more consistent temperature. My Alpacool would swing a lot more. It would go from like 29 to 39 when I had it set on 36. This didn't seem to range more than a couple degrees either way. And to me, that's really impressive for a budget fridge. I admit I had my hesitations and my doubts when I saw that the lid was much thinner than on my Alpacool. I didn't really think it was going to hold the temperature well. So I was very, very pleasantly surprised with that. That last point, I am going to wrap this video up because I have rambled long enough now. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to BougeRV for sending me this unit to try out. I love it. So far, granted, again, I've only been testing it out for a few weeks and I haven't gotten into the full swing of summer yet. But so far, I am really impressed with this unit. It seems like a really quality product, and I definitely am going to continue using it in Terra over and over and over. So stay tuned if you want to see how that goes, and I will keep you updated. Otherwise, I want to thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it, and I hope that I will see you on the next adventure very soon. Bye for now, friends.